India stayed with him in the hospital and took care of him. The case was brought to our committee by a very dedicated Telugu physician. We had a very fulfilling experience of helping Rupak and his family. Our entire committee and community came together to not only raise thousands of dollars, but also helped take care of his brother during his stay here. In those deeply moving moments, we thought about people who do such activities, such humanitarian activities every day as part of their daily routine, who quickly respond to a need, create awareness, motivate and inspire others to help individuals in need. How many of us really do take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate such individuals? Not that often. Hence, we decided to launch Service Excellence Award to acknowledge such kind and generous individuals. Our recipient today came to US 30 years ago and made Jacksonville home for 13 years. He's a scientist, doctor, an entrepreneur, and a philanthropist. He gave health seminars at various temples, churches, hospitals, and universities. He has served as president and chairman, board of directors of Indo-American Medical Association. He was associated with various Indian community organizations in Jacksonville, such as ICS, Hindu Society of Northeast Florida. He was a vice president and a board member of Hindu Society of Northeast Florida. He was also a member of Taja Advisory Board. He is a founding member of the Shirdi Sai Baba Temple and is currently serving as its president. He is actively conducting health fairs every year in Jacksonville since 2009 to provide service to the uninsured and underserved. So our recipient of this award today is Dr. Ravi Kancha. I request our honorable guest, Mr. Gyan Joshi, to come up here to present the award on behalf of Taja to Dr. Ravi Kancha. Everyone please give him a big round. Dr. Kancha, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. I am astonished and humble at the same time. I didn't expect this award for me. I don't know what I did. I'm a common man, I do common things. So now I'm pressed to do more common things in my life. And thank you, Taja Committee, and Vasu Garu, and the jury members. I'm really humbled and honored to be here today. Thank you all. Thank you.
Just a few things that I overlooked in my speech. Dr. Kancha convinced Brooks Rehab to pay $28,000 for Rupak's medical transportation back to India. And he also raised thousands and thousands of dollars for Rupak on a GoFundMe network. And he visited his family in India and to kind of support them on this difficult times. Thank you, Dr. Kancha.
I'd like to add one more sentence. I talked to Rupak's family 2 days ago. He's doing well. And he had some issues, minor issues with his peg tube and all those, and that was taken care. He's doing well. And he also asked me to thank everyone in Jacksonville area for the support. Thank you.
Back to Harita.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kancha Garu. Was it a surprise?
Yeah.
You look good. You all got dressed up for it though.
I'm coming from temple.
I'm just. Our next speaker is Dr. Archana Goel, one of my favorites. She was my attending when I did a residency and fellowship, and I have learned so much from her. Dr. Goel is a board-certified rheumatologist who practices with Baptist Rheumatology. She's been practicing rheumatology for over 20 years. She worked as an assistant professor of medicine at the University of Florida Shands, Jacksonville till 2009. Dr. Goel graduated from medical school in 1990 from GSVM Medical College, Kanpur, India. Dr. Goel strongly believes that beyond formal education, experience is the best teacher in life. Thus, she has learned much from her patients. Her understanding of health and wellness has evolved from treatment-oriented to prevention-oriented, and from narrow-spectrum pharmaceutical agents to a broad spectrum of all-inclusive holistic approach. Dr. Goel truly believes knowledge is power, and every human being has access to a sense of well-being, health, and fulfilling life through right focus, right knowledge, and thus right effort. Dr. Goel.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And even though many of my colleagues made my job a lot easier, I may still refer to my notes because I don't want to regret later missing on some points. So title we can see. Can we go to the next slide, please? This is not to overwhelm. Actually, previous slide, I already forgot something that I wanted to say. Can we take just a couple of minutes to do something different? We have been sitting here long enough. So I'm going to ask us, each one, to do, it's very simple, it'll take a couple of minutes. First step, and at the end, do a self-assessment. Self-assessment on a scale of 0 to 100 as to how you are feeling right here, right now. And you don't have to tell anybody, it's just for you. Can we silently do a self-assessment on the way the body is feeling on a scale of 0 to 100? Give yourself a number. Okay? Because I'm going to ask you to assess in just a bit. Now, can we do something? Take 3 deep breaths. Slow deep breaths. And now, you've taken 3 slow deep breaths. I'm going to ask us, while we are sitting, and then I'm going to ask you to do something standing. It's very simple. Do it slowly. You can mirror me. Move your arms to the side. And look back. And look back. First we'll do sitting. Sorry. I just wanted to make a point. We'll do sitting. And then come to the center. Do it slowly. You get the point. And now move to the other side. And come back to the center. And now I'm going to ask you to stand up, please. And raise your arms up. Again, move to the, you can mirror me, move to the side. Come to the center. And move to the other side. Come back to the center. Sit down again now. Take 3 deep breaths again, please. Slow deep breaths. And now again, on a scale of 0 to 100, assess yourself again. Do a self-assessment and see if you notice a difference. If anybody who notices a difference, okay, but majority of us. Okay, so that was, next slide please. So this is not to overwhelm anybody with numbers, because I also have to look up on Google to figure this out. But just to give a perspective that the structure that we call the human body is highly complex, intelligent structure, and one of my colleagues mentioned the word car. It's a good analogy, you know. But our muscles are probably the strongest and the biggest. The trunk muscles and the thigh muscles are the strongest and the biggest structures in the body. And have we ever seen a skeleton, you know, anywhere? And have we seen that it had to be wired together to stand up, you know? How does it happen? I mean, I'm standing here right now. So bones, we would like to think the bones are an important structure. Yes, they are. But it's what's muscles and tendons and ligaments that hold the skeleton together, whether we are sitting or standing or lying down. So tendons are where muscles connect to bones, and ligaments are where bones connect to bones, and joints are wherever two bones meet, they are joints. So a well taken care of body is like a well taken care of car. We service it, we put the right fuel in, like Dr. Patel pointed out, and because we do want it to last long, and we want it to last well. Don't we all want that? Okay. So the better we understand, the more properly we use, and the better we enjoy it. Next slide, please. And a lot of statistics here in this, just to say that if we do not take good care of our body, as of now, it is projected to have more and more problems. And I think we are all aware of some degree of pain. How many of us have experienced some pain in our body? You know? Yes. And pain is a very important messenger in the body. We should not take it lightly. You know, it could mean a heart attack, but when it comes to musculoskeletal system, I would say many people are thinking, or used to think in terms of killing pain, you know, just take the strongest opioid and kill the pain, but that's just proven to be wrong with all the opioid crisis. So I say pain, we should listen to it. Pain is a messenger in the body that's telling us that something is out of balance. Something needs to change, something needs to be corrected. So treat pain, you know, we have two choices. Either we can say, I will ignore the pain, or I will hide the pain with some medication. And if that works, well and good, you know, if it doesn't come back again, but if it is coming back again, and we might have to want to look more closely and understand it, because a stitch in time saves 9. And a lot of pain in the body is closely related to misuse, overuse, injuries, not exercising, not eating right. All those things have been already pointed out. Like I said, my colleagues made my life easier. But I will focus on some new aspects to it and talk about proper maintenance. And if it's not working, we can seek help, right? But a lot of, when we say activity, I just don't mean underactivity. Sometimes overactivity and wrong use of our body is a cause of problems. Like I have many patients, they come and say, oh, they jog and then they go do this and then they go do that and then they went to pick up groceries, you know. They're leading very, very hectic lifestyles and don't understand how much we can damage our body, just not being chronically under stress and not learning how to relax. So these are common conditions. I mean, I've experienced some of these, and I also experimented on myself to see that some of this does work, and also my patients tell me. So next slide, please. And so I would like to try to convince you how we can convert a cycle, a negative, vicious cycle of pain, you know, which is always, all my patients who are coming to me with chronic pain, I can easily, from their own words, draw something similar cycle for them. You know, they feel pain, they feel tired, feels weak, can't do this, and I'm depressed because it's like that, and nothing I can do in my life, and what else is going on? So I listen to them, and I say, okay, we have a pain cycle, it's a vicious cycle. I try to tell them how everything is interconnected, you know. Obesity is in there. And then I tell them, okay, let's put this aside and can we make a new cycle? And this is where our power is, because trying to fix a broken cycle, it's a vicious cycle, it's not going to work. So creating a new cycle is basically the opposing things to that, which is improve your diet, move around, let's find the right way to move around, and sleep better, and feel good. So that's what I will be trying to focus on, because there is something we can do about it. I would like to point out here that I saw an ad on TV. I don't watch much TV, but that ad on Aleve really, if I had something to say about it, I would pull that ad out of TV. That ad was something like this, that they were showing a woman or man, I don't know, what they were loading boxes on the back of a pickup truck. And then she went to do that, and then she said, "Ooh, my back hurts," and the ad was for Aleve, He says, just take an Aleve, and you'll feel better, and then you're back to loading trucks again, Many of us live our lives like that. We do things, our routine is very set. We get on the same side of the bed, and then we go and brush our teeth the same way, then we pick up and make coffee and tea, and then we dress up, so our routine is very, very fixed. And then from that routine, sometimes we indulge in very unusual activities and we end up hurting ourselves, A lot of people have had injuries and back pain related to that, and they've gone through many surgeries and chronic pain management, injections. Nothing seems to work. And some of them, their injuries could have been easily preventable. Next slide, please. So this used to be an old way the American nutrition used to be recommended by the government, a pyramid, the foods at the bottom eat more of that, the foods on the top eat less of that, and then it didn't work because people didn't really get the message.